Yellow, welcome back. It's finally time to unveil my Sweat Master Express of a build known as the Ash Blaster, and yes, it is trademarked. In this video, we are going to cover everything you need to know about an insanely high DPS build for the Pyromancer, utilizing the Ash top tree. Let's quickly go over the most important information about this build, including gear and the pros and cons of this build. If at any point in time you like what I'm putting down, and you're enjoying the content, you're enjoying the sweet sound of my succulent, supple, and S word for voice, then please drop a sub. I appreciate it. The pros of this build are it is absolutely the most fun build I have played so far in Outriders. The damage output is insane. You spend the entire game trying to balance the maximum damage you can pump out, while also realizing that any hit you take is going to bring you down to pretty much a one-shot. Ridiculous weapon life leech. You absolutely murder elites. You utilize the small minion little dudes to buff your damage. The cons, this is absolutely the hardest build you can imagine to possibly play in this game. You're perpetually balancing on a knife edge of maximizing your damage output versus dying horribly, gruesomely, and easily to anything that can hit you more than one time. You basically are brought down to one hit by anything and utilize your weapon life leech to kick it up a notch and steal all of your health back. It is very, very difficult to play, and it is reliant on many tier 3 mods to buff out and pump out as much damage as possible. Let's take a look at the gear real quickly. The important highlights here is that we are not actually running Ash on our weapon. After a lot of testing and math, and don't get me started on how much time I put into this, it is more efficient to run bonus weapon base damage. This makes it so that everything else with your build stacks and scales with your weapon damage. If I had a better Demio legendary submachine gun, this damage would go even higher up. 88k is actually not a great roll. So this is going to stack with pretty much every single piece of gear we have. Killing Spree is going to stack with Dum Dum bullets, Sharp Eye, Bloodlust, Stare into the Barrel, Crit Stack, and then Captain Hunter, obviously. We melt elites. You're going to only get Ash from your 2 abilities, which is why we run cooldown on everything. The goal is to run close range damage, cooldown reduction, and bonus firepower. This is going to allow you to slap the shit out of everything, especially elites that you can reliably crit. Broodmothers, you aim for that rib cage outside of that little heart thing, and they disappear. For the skill tree, it's pretty much plus damage everything. The only thing I need to highlight in the skill tree is the fact that you absolutely need to put the points into the nodes for weapon life leech and the skill which doubles your weapon life leech upon activating any immobilization skill. Without these 3 nodes, your character is completely worthless. You need the weapon life leech. I need to make it clear that in this footage, you are seeing me abuse 2 in-game mods. The first one would be Perpetuum Mobile. I don't think I pronounced that right. Perpetuum Mobile, I think that's even worse. And that is going to be the bug which provides ammo back on kills when you have low ammo. It's very convenient for this build. And the second one is going to be Emergency Stance. This is abusing the mod in order to have a protective golem at all times. It feels dirty. They haven't patched it yet. It is way too fun, and I'm probably going to get watermarked. But once that's patched out, I will absolutely be running Damage Absorber. It makes a big enough difference so that the large elites don't have the ability to one-shot you. Cast any of your immobilization skills to double your weapon life leech and shoot away. Get hit, shoot. Get hit, shoot. Rinse, repeat. Balancing on a knife edge. That's what this character is. That was the imperative information about this build. You now have everything to go on your merry way. You can pause this video over those pictures. Definitely don't read the last lines of the pros and cons, and feel free to subscribe or stick around and listen to how to maximize this build and what it is all about. The way this build works is you essentially need to out damage all of your problems. Anything that hits you will absolutely melt you and really put you in an incredibly difficult situation. The way you need to play this character is to continuously Ash with Ash Blast all of the little adds. Anytime an elite spawns in, this will provide you a massive bonus to your firepower due to the gear piece Stare into the Barrel, which boosts your firepower by an absolute metric ass ton. You can get it up to over 50,000 bonus to your firepower when you have 5 enemies in close range. You use your Ash Blast to stun the little dudes around you. This will buff your firepower while they're alive, utilizing this time to melt any elite that's in front of you, aiming for critical hits as frequently as possible to activate the mod Crit Stack. And at any point in time, if you need to get kills, don't worry. Get those kills kills on those ads, because if you get kills on ads in close range, you are activating Bloodlust, you're activating Sharp Eye, and you're activating Killing Spree on your gun. Anytime you get kills is always a good thing, but just remember, the more little dudes around you, the more damage you are pumping out. Dum Dum Bullets is going to give us 10% more assault weapon damage, since I recommend using a tactical submachine gun. This is because tactical submachine guns have a massive damage output and also a slow enough rate of fire where you can keep your volcanic round skill active all the time, adding +2 targets acquired for your Feed the Flame. This is because it's going to apply Ash to 3 different targets. It's got a fast cooldown on Feed the Flames, and it's going to give you back 99%, aka 100% a full mag of your gun. The rate of fire on the Daimyo is slow enough where that I basically never have to worry about emptying out the mag. I do tend to stare at the ammo count just to make sure, because it is possible to mess this up. But once you get the rhythm, once you get the rhyme, come on, my friends, it is okay, we're not doing that. So once you get a feel for it, it's pretty easy to micromanage your ammo count and never run out of volcanic rounds. So adding 10% weapon damage doesn't sound like much, and there might be better things out there you're thinking, but what happens is you're actually double dipping. So every single time you activate any of your other plus firepower buffs, the 10% on my boots is actually giving me much more than 10%. It's going to scale upwards from 10 to 14. I've gotten it up to 30%. And the reason I know this is because I just am willing to die in combat by taking pieces of gear off in the middle of a fight. Unfortunately, there's no pause button, but this is certainly one way to get that kind of information. The firepower normally is about 180 when I'm in town, and slowly throughout the course of the battle, that is going to jump up over 500. Taking these screenshots are in fact very difficult because it results in almost guaranteed instant death as soon as I go into that menu to look at the picture, but the highest screenshot I have was about 450k. If you aren't a big fan of running Killing Spree for whatever reason, other mods that I found have worked really well are going to be Shadow Comet. That's really good for ads. It's just 200k damage. Also, you can run Ashen Boost, especially if you don't have all of the other mods for stacking bonus firepower. I would absolutely take off Killing Spree and run Ashen Boost. This is just going to make it a pure meta Ash build where you're just ashing everything all the time. It's very fun. You get more vulnerable and more damage against Ash targets. However, the output is not quite as good as running all of these bonuses, especially when you can be surrounded by up to 5 guys, burgers and fries, and getting Killing Spree going. The damage is huge. I haven't been able to find a tactical submachine gun that has higher than 90k firepower, but if I do, and that tactical submachine gun has a cooler tier 2 mod than Storm Whip, I will probably swap these guns out. Storm Whip is very nice for single target damage, and also pretty nice because it has a little stun effect, which is very helpful, but the 100k every other second is not ideal, and I would almost prefer to have the tier 2 Ash mod on there instead, simply because Ash every 4 seconds would be more helpful than the 100k every other second from Storm Whip. Thanks so much for sticking with me till the very end. This video is about done. I'm gonna leave the screens up here so that you can take a look, screenshot, or utilize this image to tell me what an idiot I am and how shitty my build is. That seems to be the thing, this toxic community, I swear to God, man. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to sub, drop a like, drop a comment. Hopefully see you soon. We out.